Good day. I am JISEL SABUNDO and I am about to introduce to you our topic, which is expertise in human resources in analyzing behavior in business organization. Human resources is in charge of tasks such as personnel recruitment, selection, training, and compensation. An organization is a group of people working together to accomplish a wide variety of goals, all of which are the interests of the various individuals within the organization as a whole. There is organization to provide the goods and services that people want, such as goods and services are the result of employees' behaviors. The analysis of human behavior in organizational environments is the interaction between human activity and the organization. Is the organizational behavior. This is mainly the study of the individuals in the organizational positions. One of the key objectives of this concept is to revitalize the theory of organization and to establish a better conceptualization of organizational life. Learning outcomes. At the end of this module, students should be able to 1. Classify and endorse positive behaviors due to mutual respect. 2. Fashion a positive workplace culture by means of generous rewards and benefits. 3. Stimulates employees to display pro-social manners. 4. Recognize the causes of antisocial behaviors by finding the root causes of negative behaviors and develop plans to solve the identified problems. And 5. Evaluate likely employee response before introducing organizational change.
Good day to all of you. My name is KENN REVECHE and this is my report. The topic is all about the organizational behavior and management process. Management is now recognized as a distinct process in which managers plan, organize, lead, motivate, and control human efforts in order to achieve well-defined goals. And what is the meaning of organizational behavior? Organizational behavior is the study of behavior of the people in organization is typically referred to as organizational behavior. Here the focus in applying what we can learn from the social and behavioral so we can better to understand and predict a human behavior at work. And we have a 5 organizational behavior model. First, autocratic model. Autocratic model is the model that depends upon the strength, power, and formal authority. In an autocratic organization, the people management and the owner who can manage the tasks in organization have a formal authority for controlling the employees who work under them. And 2, custodial model. The custodial model is based around the concept of providing economic security for employees through wage and other benefits that will create employees' loyalty and motivation. And 3, supportive model. It is not based upon a control authority, the autocratic model, or upon incentive, that custodial model, but instead tries to motivate and staff through the manager-employees relationship. And now employees are related on a day-to-day basis. And 4, collegial model. Collegial model is the role of manager is to foster this teamwork and creating positive and energetic workplace. In much regard, the manager can be considered to be a leader from a team, leader of the team. And 5, system model. The final organization model is referred to as a system model. This is the most contemporary model of the five models. Discussed in the article of model, the organization looked at overall structure and in a team environment and considered that individuals have a different goals, talent, and potential. And what is the meaning of management process? Management process is a process of setting goals, planning, or controlling the organizing and leading the extinction of any type of activity, task, a project, or a process. And We have principal processes of management. First, planning. Planning is when you think of a planning in a management role. Think about it is the process of using appropriate goals and action to pursue and then determining what strategy to use, what action to take, and deciding what resources are needed to achieve their goals. And two, organizing this process, establishing worker relationship allows a worker to work together to achieve their organizational goals. And three, leading. Leading is a function involved articulating and vision, energizing employee, inspiring and motivating people use vision, influence, persuasion, and effective communication skill. And last but not the least, controlling. Controlling is the most important principal process of management because we evaluate how to value how well you are achieving your goals, to improving your performance, taking action, process in place to help your staffing standard. So you can measure to compare and make a decision making. And that's all. Thank you.
Hey sir and good day classmate. I'm here to discuss Lesson 2 and Lesson 3, Organizational Behavior and Manager's Job. A. Based on the 5 management roles where it consists of planning, forecasting, and setting targets, which be discussed later on. B. Monitoring and planning the cost management. Translating organizational mission vision into a workable strategy for a long-term goals and of the organization. Stopping, recruiting, and firing deals which result and train new employee, formulating promotion and compassion program. Third is interpersonal tasks. The position of the manager outlines different task function such as interpersonal tasks where liaison officer work is handled by a team leader. Reliable data, disseminator and determining position as resource allocator on the use organizational resource. Lesson 3 is the function of management. We have 5: planning, leading, staffing, organizing, and controlling. You will see the chart down below. Planning. Defining priorities, implementing objectives, and creating organizational action. Planning is the method of deciding to deal the future location of an entity and the best way to get there. Second is leading. Leading is the process of having the members of the organization work together towards the goal of the organization. Like leadership affects people and leadership is a mechanism. Third is stopping. Refers to the required manpower or human resources for a business plan. This is a basic management function and occupies the key position into the process of the management. A company only meets its target when it has the best people in the best position. Fourth is organizing, determining what to do, how to do, who is to do it. Organizing is a process of job designed for groupings into units and establishing authority patterns between jobs and departments. Lastly is controlling. Controlling, monitoring, and inspecting activities to ensure that they are carried out according to plan. Controlling is the mechanism by which company and its leader track and correct behavior in order to keep them focused towards their goals.
I'm John Kevin B. Valenzuela and this is my report. Lesson 4. It tackles about leadership styles. There are 10 leadership styles that you can observe and learn from other leader ways of leading organization effectively. Number 1. Coach is a form of support setting goals for SMART. SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Number 2. Visionary is the leader who can accelerate change by motivating subordinates, gaining their confidence to submerge themselves for innovative ideas and forecasting ability. Number 3. Servant leader is an exceptional style of leadership which helps the workers to engage in their work satisfactorily. Number 4. Autocratic or authoritarian leadership. It emphasizes on rigid rules and punishment. Number 5. Laissez-faire or hands-off, the opposite of autocratic style. Dependent delegation and giving no limited oversight to all. Number 6. Democratic or participatory style is a mixture of laissez-faire leadership and autocratic leadership. Focus on the imagination and modernization. Number 7. Pace setter is an outcome-oriented type of leadership that sets high standards to reach the goal. Number 8. Transformation leadership is a specifically focused communication and a devotion to the goals of the company. Number 9. Transactional is a performance-focused leader. This type of leader sets out the predetermined incentives and rewards. Number 10. Bureaucratic is a kind of leadership that focuses on fixed duties which within a hierarchy where a complete set of lists of responsibilities has been issued to the subordinates. Lesson 5. The People Management in the 21st Century. In the 21st century, the age of human mechanization has drastically changed the world of work. People, industry, and society are in near interdependence. Through methodologies shifting from manual work to computerization and telecommuting using video conferencing, the changing essence of labor force has developed some complexity. People from various walks of life can respond to organizational circumstances in reverse. Ideal organizational structure and policies, however, must maintain the morale of individuals to promote steady and predictable success of the company. The issues that will influence management upcoming is technological advancement and increased intensification of virtual management, adaptation to change, but it helps administer to highlight principles for ethical and social obligations.
My name is John ELEAZAR RESURRECCION, and my topic is Lesson 6, the positive and negative approaches to leadership. Positive leaders. This is the type of leaders that tackle the issue and use incentives to give motivation to other workers. These leaders gives encouragement and to prepare for the future plans. Negative leaders. This is the type of leaders that focus more on the past and give sanction to the people working rather than facing the real problem. Types of reinforcement. There are 4 types of reinforcement: positive and negative reinforcement, punishment, and extinction. This type of reinforcement is a help to reduce disappointment regards to the behavioral problems and concerns. Giving rewards and positive praises can be a solution to the workers who are losing encouragement to work more. This is a tactical behavioral design that promotes and improves the attitudes among employees. Leadership grid. It is a grid model behavioral leadership that was developed in the 1960s. The leadership grid defined 5 categories: country club, team leader, middle of the road, impoverished, and the authoritarian. It is imprudent to ignore the needs of the workers. Leaders should know the needs of other employees to encourage them to work harder and to put out excellence in what they do. Lesson 7. The 10 tips for effective people management. the manager's role, and the types of managerial skills. 10 tips for effective people management. 1. Manage up as well as down. 2. Keep your staff informed. 3. Solicit feedback from people who report to you. 4. Institute as few changes at the same time as possible. 5. Seek a champion at a higher level than you. 6. Present your position with accurate and reliable data. 7. Include objective outcome measures into your program or project. 8. Educate people at level of your organization. 9. Build in accountability to your staff responsibility. 10. Create an incentive program for each unit or team. Management leadership. The table list of skills help us to understand the importance of developing our skills to do the tasks that we are assigned in. Managers should have the ability of being practical on the goal on what to achieve. Managers should be really skilled in decision making, so when a problem comes up, it can be quickly resolved. The skills in the matrix can be a guide for leaders that are having a problem about leadership. It is a way for the leaders to maintain the flow and a good working climate for the organization. We need to remember the skills needed for quality leadership. Leaders must require a knowledge in articulation, time management, delegation of work and authority, and decision making to solve problems in operational business glitches, to complete the goals of the organization and be more efficient in working. Manager's role. Manager roles have three main roles, that's interpersonal role, information role, and decision-making role. There are also other roles that involve skills other than the three main roles. Interpersonal role. This is a role about a manager who will act as the spokesperson of the company that will start to collect, disseminate, and distribute information about the condition of the organization. Information role. It is about controlling the information going inside and outside the company that can affect the goal. Manager should be responsible on disseminating information to the organization. Proper handling of information is one the most valuable asset of a company. Decision-making role. Manager must be great in taking decision for the company. They should be active in involvement in taking a decision. Manager should know the correct decision when an unexpected problem came. But in the top management, other people will take charge on making decisions because they are the ones who are negotiating, controlling, and allocating the firm's budget. Type of managerial skills. Managerial skills have three types of managers that have different skills. Low-level manager. It acquires technical skills that is important for every manager. It is a skill that specializes in action. Middle manager. Middle manager have the human skills that can relate to another. These skills can easily connect with other people like customers. It is a very important skill because manager will work with other people. Top managers. Top managers have the conceptual skill. This is the skill that vary amongst the other. Managers should be conceptualize and solve problems. It is important to have a manager that think ideas that will work even if a problem will come up. It can be managed with multiple solutions. Technical and technology skills role. These skills are required to achieve the unique task of the organization. Leadership skills role. Leadership is a skill of a person that knows how to lead. Manager should have this skill. It is very important to learn about a skill of a leader. Managerial leadership is about identifying the right people, successfully hiring them, and creating and maintaining a winning team. Conceptual skills role. Simplify scenarios, which gives a unique idea that can be a solution for a problem. Diagnostic skill role. This skill helps the organization's managers to know the cause and effects and how to know a solution to the problem.
Good day, sir. Good day, classmate. I'm MICHAELLA CAHIGAS, and I will discuss Lesson 8 and Lesson 9. Lesson 8, the contemporary organizational behavior. Endless, unpredictable, and dynamic problems are all models businesses, organizations on both local and international levels. We need to think globally when the only things that paramount is versatility and adaptation to satisfy competence among rivals and industries. The concept temporary organizational behavior focuses on individual difference, motivation, organization behavior, political structure, participation, and conflict. According to the research, organizational behavior is an interdisciplinary based social science which studies and applies knowledge about how people, individuals, and groups act in organization and how human behavior affect and it's affected by dynamics in the organizational social system. And now, I will discuss the Lesson 9, the contextual perspectives on organizational behavior and the managerial context of the organizational behavior. Many of the concepts and theories that we explore in the following modules lessons reflect this perspective. They represent basic points of view that influence much of our contemporary behavioral thought in organization. Both of these contextual study of managerial and environmental aspect. A. Individual processes versus individual level outcomes. The individual processes is personality, organization, behavior, and design. Personality is the stable pattern of behavior, thoughts, and emotions shown by individuals. Individuals' level outcomes. The individual levels of organizational behavior, the analysis focuses on job satisfaction, motivation, empowerment, ethics, value, and attitude. B. Interpersonal processes versus group level outcomes. According to the research, interpersonal processes is the topic covered includes social cognitive of interpersonal relation. Example, personal relationship as a friendship and a small group dynamics. Group level outcomes. The group level include any groups within an organization. Group can range in the size from a couple people working together to a large group with dozens or hundreds of members. C. Organizational processes versus organizational level outcomes. According to the research, organizational processes is the process involves determining what work is needed to accomplish the goals, assigning those tasks to individuals, and arranging those individuals in a decision-making framework. Organizational level outcomes is the impact upon an organization that is attributable to an incident. That's all. Thank you.
Lesson 10, the systems and situational perspective. Situational perspectives is the insight proposes certain variables that influence the most organizations, circumstances, and outcomes. Simply, the situationist perspectives views human behavior as resulting from interaction of external and internal factors. It is product of traits and environmental factors. This approach believes that external factors play more important role to determine individual differences. It also focuses on the main rudiments of the actual communication situation, considering that there are factors which support the principles of ethical evaluation in any circumstances. The managerial leader has the task of communicating the current situation and proposing a fair and logically reasonable situation. Lesson 11. The Universal Approach in Management. The universal approach argues that management should implement a set of defined and distinct human resources and work organization practices which will lead them to a higher performance. Managers once claimed that they could recognize the right possible courses of action for problem solving or situational response. The scenario strategists advocate that tackled problems and other troubling circumstances depend on elements of circumstance. The universal principle of strategic management is a dynamic and continuous process. Be flexible. Be prepared to make adjustments as competitors, customers, and economic market conditions change. Conducting regular team strategy meetings will highlight progress made and action needed on key issues and opportunities.
Good day everyone, I'm Arjeline Tobias and I'm here to discuss the lesson 12 and 13 in Module 1. So first, let's tackle the lesson 12 which is entitled the Job Satisfaction and Turnover Predictors. So what is job satisfaction? So basically, job satisfaction is a measure of work's contentedness with their jobs, whether they like the jobs or individual aspects, or facets of jobs, such as the nature of works or supervision. Job satisfaction is measured in cognitive, affective, and behavioral components. So here, we have an affected area of turnover predictors. So first, we have demographics. So demographics variables act as predictors of turnover's intentions. They are easy to measure as well. The HR information system has an access in measuring demographics. So next is stress. Stress makes people live in their jobs. Highly stressful environments usually involve with the turnover than environments with the less stress. Another one is job content. Job content is all about how people experience their job. Next is external environment. People constantly compare their situation with other people, usually their workloads. Next, another one is work and job satisfaction. Is the extent to which an employee feels self-motivated, content, and satisfied his job. Then, compensation. It refers to the benefits that employees receive in exchange for the service that provide to their employers. Leadership. It is the ability of an individual to manage and supervise a company, its fellow employees. Then, coworkers. People often love their jobs because of the collegius. Coworkers are the factor that predicts turnover. Lastly, indicators. There are also a number of factors that might indicate whether or not people will leave the company due to the lateness, absenteeism, and performance. The lesson 13. Strategic people management and operational control. So first, human resources strategy. It allows you to maximize the potential of your employees while aligning to all HR activities so that they coincide with your organizational objectives. Control. It is the process of assuring that the specific tasks are carried out effectively and efficiently. The focus of operational control is on individual operations. Human resource. Human resource takes care of the organization's most valuable assets, its employees. Human resource function is to make sure that employees have everything needed to perform day-to-day tasks. And they're also responsible for creating healthy work environment that attracts, retrain qualified people. That's all. Thank you.